injured and locked semi-truck human smuggling operation. And this is from South America. Let's go ahead and watch the story, and then we will, Steve can tell us what's going on here.
Okay.
Trial for the deadliest case of human smuggling in U.S. history.
This is centered around the death of 53 migrants along Quintana Road back in 2022. Our Garrett Berger joins us now with what comes next in this case. Garrett.
Wow.
Well, it took just 2.5 hours for a federal jury to decide that both Armando Gonzalez Ortega and Felipe Orduna Torres were guilty on all counts. But it will be 3 months before we find out what that will actually cost them. The judge today saying that he's scheduling their sentencing for June 27th, the third anniversary of the date of this deadly smuggling incident. Now, on June 27, 2022, 53 out of at least 64 migrants brought out of a sweltering trailer on the south side died. One of them was a pregnant woman, the judge counting her unborn child as one of the victims. Prosecutors described the pair on trial as the lead organizer and the right-hand man of a group that had been smuggling people into the U.S. But on this ride from Laredo to San Antonio, the air conditioning of the truck was not working.
These defendants knew that the air conditioner did not work and nevertheless disregarded the danger that posed to their human cargo. This human cargo that had trusted them by entering that truck trailer for the last part of their journey.
Prosecutors also showed victims of the truck.
Pause it there for a minute, Mark.
And the inside of the trucks after.
Yeah, going to show the walls of the interior of the truck. Let the people know that was the victims using their fingernails trying to claw their way out of that semi truck. That's how bad they suffered.
And 53 of them were dead in there. Imagine just piled on top of each other,
You're dying in a miserable heat, and that's more people than were killed in the mass shooting in Las Vegas. At the top of my head, I can't think of more victims of a mass murder other than the bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City or 9/11. 53 people were, including children, died in just horrific conditions.
Did they catch them at the time?
No, they did not. No, it took them a couple of years to find them.
Find them, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's still one more outstanding.
The victims and the inside of the trucks after the verdict had been read in court. These photos showing the inside of the trailer, the rolling coffins where dozens of people were left to die in the sweltering heat. Only 11 people making it out that we know of right now. Now, there has been a number of convictions in this case so far, but investigators say they are not done. At least one co-leader is still not in custody. And recently, an alleged recruiter from Guatemala was just extradited to the United States, and where he will be facing charges as well. Live outside the federal courthouse in San Antonio, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12.
So do we have that guy listed on FugitiveWatch?
No, they did not identify him in the story. I've been researching, trying to find the information on the outstanding subject.
What's the purpose of that?
But in my humble opinion, the death penalty is not good enough.
Yeah, that's a brutal.
Just horrific.
There. Yeah, that's just horrific.
Words don't exist to describe how horrible that was.
No. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so horrified. The whole thing.
It is.
Saw the pictures of young people, especially the young people in there.
Yeah.
You know, whether your stance is on immigration, these are just people that were just trying to work. And we all know a lot of people in our lives that probably came through the border in a similar fashion. You know, people that we work around and some of the local contractors here employ. So interesting. All right, let's go over to